More than 80 suspects arrested over the weekend after the brutal mass rape at West Village in Krugersdorp on Gauteng's West Rand are expected to appear in the local magistrate's court this morning. For more on the story, let's cross live to our colleague Hasina Gori from Krugersdorp. Very good morning to you, Hasina. What are you seeing on the ground? More than 80 suspects arrested over the weekend after the brutal mass rape in Krugersdorp. It's a large group of suspects. How will this work, and will the charges include rape?
Good morning, Desiree. Yes, we're outside the Krugersdorp Magistrates Court here in the West Rand. After that gruesome crime that was committed on Thursday, we saw that mass arrest with 64 people being arrested on Friday by the police in a joint operation, as well as 17 others who were arrested then on Saturday. They all are foreign nationals from various different African countries. They're all currently facing, what we can confirm is that every one of the 83 suspects are facing charges for the contravention of the Immigration Act at the moment. One is facing charges for being found in possession of a copper on him as well. However, when it comes to the rape incident specifically, we're still waiting on the DNA results. We're told yesterday by the police minister as well as the head of detectives that will take at least a week. We know that they scored through the mine dumps where that incident took place, and what is expected is that the evidence that were found, the forensic evidence that was found, will now be taken to the labs, and they're hoping that some of the DNA that was collected from the scene, including bodily fluids that were found at the scene, will be able to correlate and link to the rape kits that were taken by those victims that were sexually assaulted and raped on a Thursday, as well as link them not only to this specific crime scene, but also to others that have been committed in that area. The community has been in uproar for quite a while with regards to the issues of the West Rand and the illegal mining in the area. As you can see behind me right now is a lot of supporters that have come out, gender-based violence activists as well as political parties, holding up these signs, singing, really calling for no bail for rapists, as well as just showing their frustration here outside the court. It's quite a number that have come out in support of those that have been assaulted over the last few days. But I want to bring in ActionSA's national spokesperson. Thank you so much for speaking to us. You're here today. Firstly, let's talk about your response to this crime that has happened here.
Look, I think our response is quite clear. The fact that we are here, we are quite appalled that we live in a country where women don't feel safe. We live in a country where people can just carry on with criminal acts unabated. We are here to say particularly to the Minister of Police, we are tired, as every other person here is tired in this country, around the fact that there is no security for women in this country. It's appalling what has happened. And we are here to stamp our stance and say we will support all of the victims that are affected by these crimes. These are not just one individual people. They have families, they have children, some of them, and some of them are children themselves. We are quite appalled by what is going on here today. This
incident that took place also highlights the issues of illegal immigration as well as the illegal mining in the area. As ActionSA, what's your stance when it comes to those specific issues? We know the community here in West Rand has been calling out against those illegal miners in the area for quite some time.
ActionSA's stance on illegal immigration has always been very clear. Our president, Mr. Herman Mashaba, placed this on the record in 2016 while he was still the executive mayor of the city of Joburg, and at that time he was labeled xenophobic. We are standing here to say we refuse the fact that we must live in a country where our borders must be porous, and when we take a stance on that, we are told we are xenophobic. We are not xenophobic. We've always been saying that we welcome the people of the world to come to any country, our country in particular, but we want them to come here legally, and when they're here, they must respect our laws. And the fact that, because they're undocumented, we can't trace them. We do not know who the people who are perpetrating these crimes are. And it is about time that our law enforcement takes us seriously. It is about time that South Africans themselves stand up for themselves and we fight for ourselves. And we're here as civil society to do exactly that.
Thank you so much. That was the national spokesperson of ActionAid speaking to us here outside the Krugersdorp Magistrates Court, where those 83 suspects are expected to appear for the first time here at this court. It is quite a large number of suspects, but from what we understand, they will be brought in batches where they will then make their first appearance and charge. It's unclear yet what exactly the charges are, but we know that they will be facing at least the contravention of the Immigration Act. All of them undocumented. We spoke with the police ministry throughout the weekend, and they're really highlighting that they still need to work with Home Affairs to capture all the data of all those that were arrested, to also work with the DNA. One of the questions that did arise over the weekend around DNA specifically is that it takes quite a long time, and there's been a backlog when it comes to processing all this evidence that comes in, but we've got assurance from the police ministry saying that they will expedite this and that it will take place within a week, that they will be able to then hopefully link these suspects to this crime just from all that evidence that will happen. Desiree, if you remember, we went to the scene on Saturday, and if you look at that scene, you can understand if it was being used for that music video, what the idea was behind it. It's quite a beautiful backdrop. However, it ended up being, with these 8 women being ambushed along with the others in that crew. So it was 22 people altogether, 12 women as well as 10 men, who were all part of this crew that was there to shoot a music video. And when we went to the scene on Saturday, once again, with the police, we had seen remnants left behind. The police said it was quite dusty on Friday when they scored the area. So what we saw was scarves, some flowers. We also saw some makeup that was left behind. All that was left of what was meant to be a music video that was being shot. We know that we were told that they were ambushed by men wearing blankets as well as balaclavas, and there was no way for them to escape because 10 men came and surrounded the women that were inside near the mine dump, and another 10 were by the car. So even when they tried to escape, they were all surrounded, they were tied up, and we were told that the first victim was sexually violated in front of the entire group. It was quite a traumatic incident. The police minister, along with those from the provincial Department of Community Safety, met with families of 6 of the victims yesterday at Alexandra Police Station in the north of Johannesburg. They're trying right now to ensure that the mental and the psychological well-being of those victims are kept at the moment. They also spoke with the family. It's quite a gruesome ordeal and time to process a lot of what has happened for the family. Also a call from the police ministry as well that the family be given privacy, as it seemed that some of the names and the addresses of those victims were leaked on social media. So calling for people to ensure the privacy of these victims who have already been violated, and to ensure that they're given that space to heal right now. But outside court this morning, I want to show you once again just a sense of the support that has come out here. We see Operation Dudula as well, ActionAid, a lot of civil society outside, the Gender Based Brigade also here in court this morning, giving you just a sense of the outrage. We spoke with the community on Saturday as well when we were outside West Village, saying that they've been terrorized by these illegal miners in the area for quite some time, and that police had not really heeded their issues or even listened to them. Community forums saying that they've worked and come out talking to police as well as the municipality to help them. They said that the grass around some of the areas are so tall that a lot of these criminals would hide in there, and it was unsafe. Community members were really scared, some of them, to talk to us on camera as well, saying that they fear for their life, that this was not an isolated incident or the first time that such an incident took place, that they've been robbed, they've been terrorized by these illegal miners, and they were calling for police to help them, and they felt that some of the police were in cohorts with these criminals. So this is what we've seen seen. So that outrage that we're seeing here, not just for the gender-based violence, but also the criminality in this area being some of the issues that have come out. Desiree, this is an ongoing story. We're going to try getting ourselves into court and see if we can bring you the proceedings live throughout the day. But for now, back to you in studio.
Of course, Hasina, the nation is watching to see how the story unfolds.